Welcome back to Reshaped by Loss. My name is Crystal, and I'm so grateful you're here. We're continuing our journey through acceptance. And if you've been listening, you know that I've been trying to look at acceptance a little differently. Because acceptance isn't saying I'm okay with what happened. It isn't saying that I understand why this happened. And it certainly isn't saying I'm over it. Acceptance is acknowledging what is true. And today, I want to ask you a question that may be a little uncomfortable. And that question is, what are you resisting? I know, that's a question, but stay with me. Because sometimes we say, I just can't accept this. And maybe what we really mean is, I don't want this to be my reality. And trust me when I tell you I understand that. I really do. Because there are some things in life that we never would have chosen, right? Some losses would have given, we would have given anything to undo. And some phone calls we wish we had never received. And some doors we wish had never closed. And some people we wish were still here. And some dreams we wish had worked out. And when something changes our lives, accepting it can feel almost like surrendering. But what if surrender isn't giving up? What if surrender is saying, God, I don't understand this, but I trust you with what I cannot change? I think about my own grief. And there have been moments when I have had to accept things that I didn't want to accept. And I'm not talking about accepting them once and being done. Sometimes I had to accept the same reality over and over again. Because grief can change from one day to the next. One day you can feel like, okay, I'm doing better. And then something happens. A song, a picture, a date on a calendar, a memory. And suddenly you're right back in that same emotional space. And you may think, I thought it was past this. But maybe you're not going backwards. Maybe you're simply being reminded that grief isn't a straight line. And I think that's important because sometimes we resist the grief itself. We say things like, I shouldn't still feel this way, or I should be stronger by now, or I should be further along. But who told us there was a schedule, right? Who told us healing had a deadline? Because I know God didn't. And maybe some of the acceptance we need isn't even acceptance of the loss. Maybe it's accepting where we are today. Maybe today we're okay. Maybe today we're not. Maybe today we can talk about it. Or maybe today we can't. Maybe today you need people around you. Or maybe today you need to be by yourself, alone, having some quiet time. And you know what? That's okay. I think another thing we resist is the life that comes after loss. Because nobody talks enough about that. We know how to talk about what we lost. But what about the life we're left with? Because the world keeps moving. And people go back to work. Birthdays come. Holidays come. People celebrate. People make plans. And you're still left thinking, how am I supposed to live in this new version of my life? And sometimes we feel guilty for even asking that question. But eventually, we have to acknowledge something. Life has changed. And acknowledging that doesn't mean we want to do it. It just means that we're telling the truth. Isaiah 43, 18, 19 says, "Forget the former things. Do not dwell on the past. See, I am doing a new thing." Now, I don't believe God is telling us to forget the people we love or erase our memories. I believe He's reminding us that our past does not have to prevent us from seeing what He's doing for us now. Because God can honor what was while still doing something new. And that's a difficult truth for a grieving heart. Because sometimes we think moving forward means leaving the past behind. But maybe moving forward means carrying the past differently. So let me ask you again, what are you resisting? Is it the reality of what happened? Is it the fact that you can't change it? Is it the life you have now? Is it the possibility that you might actually laugh again? Is it forgiveness? Is it letting go of the guilt? Is it allowing yourself to receive joy? Is it trusting God again? Or maybe, are you resisting the person you're becoming? Because sometimes grief changes us so deeply that we don't recognize ourselves anymore. And perhaps God isn't asking you to become who you were before. Perhaps He's growing something new in you. And this is where I want to bring us back to our theme, acceptance. Because acceptance isn't the end of grief. It's a different way of carrying it. It says, this happened, this hurt me, and this changed me. And God, I am trusting you with what comes next. That doesn't happen overnight. And if you're listening to me today and you're thinking, Crystal, I'm not there yet. And that's okay. You don't have to force yourself to be there. But maybe you can begin with one honest sentence. God, help me accept what I cannot change. That's a prayer. And sometimes the smallest prayer can open the biggest door. Because remember, as God grows in us, we will be changed. We don't have to change ourselves overnight, and we don't have to have all the answers. We can allow God to work in us one day at a time, one truth at a time, one surrender at a time. Thank you for spending this time with me on Reshaped by Loss. If this podcast is speaking to you, please click the follow or subscribe button so others who are walking through grief, loss, and healing can find these conversations too. And if today's episode brought something to the surface for you, don't feel like you have to figure it out tonight. Sit with it. Pray about it. And give yourself permission to be where you are. And as always, take what spoke to you and leave the rest. Be gentle with yourself. And remember, God grows in us. As God grows in us, we will be changed. Shalom, shalom.